play the schedule game?
Oh God,
James'
yeah, I
favorite,
can't wait.
All right, starting off week 1, Dallas Cowboys. Tom Brady on the call, Fox. we're gonna since this is James' favorite game, we're gonna start with him.
Freaking time! You might as well put Deshaun in the booth and put Brady down on the field. And I'd feel about that. I'd feel a hell of a lot better about the we're 1.5 point favorites, I believe, right now. How the hell they come up with that, but whatever. Vegas is Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Being at home, being week 1, we should be nervous because our history of week 1 victories and how rare they can be. And Dallas coming off a good season, but being in Cleveland, the way we played at home last year, if there's anything that we can lean on, it's our fans. They don't slump at home, especially not last year. Showed up every week. They'll have the defense going, and I think we'll be able to pull that victory out. I'm not giving you a score because Deshaun Watson's our quarterback, so I don't know what the hell how many points we're going to score. Is it going to be a 17-10? Like when we had our 4th string quarterback, I have no idea. I just need Deshaun to play good, right? Just give me good at home, good, and our defense shows up. We get the victory. We start out 1-0.
Clarence, I gotta write these down.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
You can go back and watch it later.
I'm torn on this because the same reason I was torn at the beginning of last season, and the same reason I was torn week 11 of the season before that. We don't know what the hell Deshaun Watson is yet. Like, we have no idea. We know defense. We know our defense plays well at home. We know that for sure. We know that they can probably do a pretty solid job of at least making it difficult for Dallas to score. But the lack of Watson reps and him playing since middle of last year, no Chubb. I don't like our chances. I'll be there. I just bought my tickets yesterday. Unfortunately, spent a whole lot of money that I didn't want to. But I don't like our chances. I don't. Close.
You going with a loss?
Yeah, we're losing. I hate to say it, but I just unless this offense that we've been hearing about for the last 2 seasons, that's been revamped 2 times in the last 2 seasons, comes out and is special, like they like to say, it's going to be special, man. All right, show me. I want them to win, but I don't know what's going to happen.
Fair enough. Yeah,
I'm a little nervous.
I'm a little nervous about the continuity with some of the newer guys, with Watson coming back after missing a bunch of weeks last year, not playing in the preseason. We'll see if he plays against Seattle or not. But Dallas also has their issues. You never know what you're going to get out of Prescott. You got the CD Lamb drama going on. Jerry Jones doesn't want to pay him. He supposedly wants out. So I'm going to go with the Browns in a close game. I'm not going to give a score, but I'll give us the win with the home field advantage. And, the Browns, the fans will be pumped up, ready to go. Hopefully Watson will be too, but we'll go with a win in a close contest.
It's 4 p.m. start. I'm going to be rare for him at that point.
All right, we go to week 2, Sunday the 15th, 1:00 start, traveling down to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. James.
The Jaguars are owned by the same family that owns AEW Wrestling. AEW Wrestling is struggling right now, so I got the Browns.
Short and sweet.
That's a hellified logic you're using there. I just don't. I like the players they have down there in Jacksonville, but I just don't think that they're gonna beat us. I think by week 2, after Watson gets that first week under his belt, I think they'll look a lot better in week 2, and they come out with the W there.
I agree. I think they'll get things going that week 2 game, the warm weather in Jacksonville, and beat up on Sunshine. I'm going with the win there as well.
Plus, I think we play well in Florida, right? I think we got a pretty good record in the state of Florida.
I'll take that.
Week 3, they're back home to face the New York Giants. 1:00 start. Mr. Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Daniel Jones sucks, and when he sucks and Deshaun plays good, we have a chance. The Giants didn't keep Barkley, and Barkley went to Philly. Not Charles, but Saquon. I got the Browns, and now they're starting 3-0 to start the season.
The Giants are doo-doo, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the Browns as well. We're going 2-1.
Yeah, it's wins across the board. I love their new rookie receiver, Malik Neighbors, but got to have someone to get him the ball, and that's not Daniel Jones. 3-0 start for the Browns for me as well.
You guys are smoking that good shit.
Hey, try to be optimistic.
Just play along, will you? Just play along.
So it brings us
It's
to
legal now, though, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Week 4, the Browns travel out to Las Vegas to that beautiful stadium to take on the Raiders, and new starting quarterback Gardner Minshew, who seems to always play well against us. So, James, your thoughts on the Raiders?
Oh, road game on the West Coast. Well, not West Coast, but Pacific time zone. I think the Browns go to the Celine Dion show, stay up too late, show up groggy, and they lose 43-42. Because we love to give up points on the road.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. I like the Browns in this game. I just don't feel like the Raiders. And unless it's the Vegas nightlife we know is undefeated. As long as they avoid that, I think they're fine. I think they can be sitting at 3-1 after that game. But you're right. Minshew does give us problems. He gave us problems last year when he played for the Colts. So, but I still like our chances in that. I just don't think there's enough around him.
Yeah, I don't like the Raiders either, but like you said, Minshew plays well against us, and we got him last year somehow with PJ Walker at quarterback. But I think this is going to be the first surprising, disappointing loss. I think Minshew gets his revenge and beats the Browns in a close game.
So y'all think they're going to beat Dallas, but lose the punk-ass Vegas Raiders?
All we got to do is look back at last year's schedule.
The defense.
There are games that we lost that were like, what the hell? And there's games that we won we're like, what the hell?
Defense. Defense didn't travel last year. You're 100% right about that.
All right, game 2 of a 3-game road trip. Week 5 takes them to Washington to face the Commanders and new rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels. James.
This is the bowl of the battle of the most boring uniforms in the history of pro football. They need to do something. Will anybody score? Will anybody stay tuned into this game? Rookie quarterback. Can we get it back together? Back-to-back. Let's see. Back-to-back road weeks with another game at Philly the following week. I think they come in desperate and somehow squeak this one out. The hell with the score. They'll squeak this one out. So we'll be, 4-1?
I tend to agree. Like, I can't really think of any reason why I think the Commanders, again with the rookie quarterback, I'd like to think Schwartz puts the voodoo hex on him, shuts him down. and they win that game. So we're sitting at 4-1.
Yeah, I think if they come into this game undefeated, maybe they overlook Washington a little bit. But as far as I'm my prediction coming off a disappointing loss in Las Vegas, I think they're going to come in Washington pissed off and lay it on them and get a big win heading into a big Week 6 showdown. And that Week 6 showdown is with the Philadelphia Eagles and their new running back Saquon Barkley and all the other weapons they have. Go ahead with this prediction.
Well, there's still plenty of energy in that stadium left over from WrestleMania 40. That's going to help energize the Eagles. Coming off Washington being not as good of a team in the NFC East, Eagles are going to be primed to have a better season this year after they fell off at the end of last year. We take the loss in the city of brotherly love.
Brandon thinks Washington will be better than Dallas.
Good God, that sounds like – who's that sound? That sounds like Paul and the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah. Pretty similar.
No.
That sounds like an Eagles. That sounds like an Eagles fan who hates the Cowboys. That's what that sounds like. That's what that sounds like. Eagles are going to get the Browns. I feel like with the addition of Saquon, and Kev, like you said, all the other weapons they have, like they got the wide receivers I would love here in Cleveland, but and we've got Chubb, but hey, wouldn't mind having Saquon as well. But yeah, I see the Eagles getting by the Browns because they're not going to go undefeated and they're going to have some slip ups. So I feel like that's a game that they're going to lose.
I agree. I think there's just too many weapons on the Eagles, And again, I'm going off of how the defense played on the road last year. I'm hoping that's going to improve. It's got to improve for them to have a good season. But I think the Eagles are going to be too much. So I agree with you guys on an L for Week 6. All right, so Week 7, back home on Sunday the 20th at 1 o'clock to face the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, last year we started out Week 1 with Cincinnati with a one-legged Joe Burrow. If there's a two-legged Joe Burrow and he's playing like Joe Burrow does, it's going to be a tough one. Because the last week of the season, I don't know what that was in Cincinnati. That felt like a preseason game, us resting starters before the playoffs, and Cincinnati just trying to finish their season and finish strong. Still, I'm going to give us the edge at home. Being a must-win division game, I'm going to take us over Cincinnati on that one.
We own Joey Burrow's ass. Browns win.
I agree. We seem to have Cincy's number, Joe Burrow's number, and we're going to shut down him and his M&M hair. Did you say lost, James?
No, we edged that one.
Okay. All right. So Week 8, back home again against another division rival on October 27th, 1 o'clock start against the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson.
If Lamar's there, does he make it this far? Is he healthy enough to make it this far? We'll find out. Same with Deshaun. Do we have a battle of backup quarterbacks here, and we're talking defense on both sides of the ball? Are we talking Derrick Henry running the ball at Cleveland Browns Stadium, which we were able to stuff him pretty well with the Titans last year? This could be an ugly game. I don't know. You got last year's MVP, Lamar Jackson, and Deshaun. We're hoping that he plays good, and we hope that he's healthy still at this point in the season. We talked about having Burrow's number, and I know Deshaun got Lamar last year, even though he played a bad game for a majority of the game at Baltimore, and it was able to pull through in the fourth quarter. I'm going to give the Ravens this victory.
This is the turning point game for me. I feel like this was a turning point last year for where we thought that we were gonna take off. Watson had that crazy ass second half. You can say what you want about, he didn't throw the ball deep, whatever, but Browns won the game. And then we were all happy, and then we got the news Monday morning, I think, that he was done for the year. I think the Browns win this game. I like us at home against Baltimore. Again, because we're at home, I know the defense is going to play well. I'm hoping that, we don't see the normal what we always see, which is Mark Andrews' ass somehow wide open downfield after Lamar scrambles for 7 seconds. He finds Andrews wide open downfield. But
damn straight on that.
Man, it's just it's every damn game that they play us. Like he scrambles for a little bit, and all of a sudden, deep throw. Mark Andrews' ass wide open in the middle of the field, sideline, wherever he may be, he's wide open. But I like our chances in this game. Browns win. Browns, and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and write this one down too, Kev. Browns win by two touchdowns. What?
Got it. I'm giving.
I'm afraid to watch. Man, am I afraid to watch this back even 4 weeks into the season.
It's going to be bad.
Let alone end of October.
I'm giving them the win as well at home. Like you said, last year's game, Deshaun turned it on in that second half and looked like he was really turning the corner. And, then we obviously got the injury news. But, this will be week 8. He should be well in a groove. And, and being at home, I think they're going to take this one, like you said, as long as we can not leave Andrews wide open. All right, that takes us to week 9. At home, we have the Los Angeles Chargers and Mr. Harbaugh coming to town.
That's right. Jim Harbaugh comes back to Cleveland Stadium. It's him versus Kevin Stefanski. Who can outcoach each other? It's back-to-back Harbaugh weeks.
Oh, yeah.
We got John Harbaugh coming in for the Ravens, and then now another Harbaugh. And I had the Ravens edging them out. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, show me your lightning bolt. I'm going to say that John Harbaugh left all the secrets on how he beat the Browns in that visiting locker room, and Jim's just going to look up under the seat, grab that book, and somehow the Chargers pull this off and win at Brown Stadium. Now we're struggling. We've lost 2 in a row at home. Doesn't that feel right, though? Doesn't that feel more normal than what we normally predict and what we want?
We're trying to get away from normal.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know who he's going to be throwing the ball to, since they pretty much offloaded most of their wide receivers, who Herbert's going to be throwing to. But I feel like the Chargers, they're not going to lose to us that often anymore. The only reason why we didn't go 0-32 is because Jamie Meter's big hand blocking a field goal against them, which saved us. We went 1-15 that year. I feel like the Chargers, they're just not going to let us have that any longer. So somehow I think the Chargers are going to pull one out, because I can't keep having the Browns win all these games. That's just not going to happen that way.
Well, screw you guys. I'm going with the win. Herbert's coming off kind of a disappointing season. Like you said, he lost all of his receivers, and the guys that they're replacing him with are very underwhelming. Harbaugh is a run-first coach. Offensive coordinator Greg Roman is a run-first coach, and Herbert is their best weapon. So I think, and given we're playing at home where the defense plays a lot better for whatever reason, I think we get the win in this one. Man, am I being optimistic?
Man, you got me down as we just got Stefanski got beat by back-to-back Harbaugh brothers. And now Browns fans are on this radio. It is butthole puckering time. It's fire Kevin Stefanski time. That's where we're going to be at going into the bye. Doesn't that feel right? Doesn't that feel normal? That's, I think, where we're going to be. We're going to hear Coach of the Year, my ass.
Week 10, we got the bye. They come back week 11, November 17th, 1 o'clock start at New Orleans. James.
Well, playing at New Orleans is what there's one time of the year I'd really like to see that, and that would be in February, because that's where the Super Bowl's at this year. So you come off the bye, you just got beat back to back at home. Now you're traveled to New Orleans. There's something in that gumbo down there. They come off the bye and get the victory in New Orleans to prepare potentially for the greatest second half in Cleveland Browns history.
I think if there's a guaranteed W this year, I think it's Saints. I just think they're not very good. I'd like to think that that's an easy win. I shouldn't say easy win, but I feel like if you look at this schedule, it's a lot tougher than last year. I feel like that's one of the reprieve games.
Should they win this game? Yes. Will they? No. I think they stumble hungover out of the bye, looking ahead to the following week and their big rival game at home. And I think they trip up and lose in New Orleans.
Come on. We got Jameis, and they don't anymore.
Unless Jameis plays, it could be a Jameis.
There you go. Now we're talking.
All right, so that takes us to Week 12, where the Pittsburgh Steelers come to town on November 21st. What say you, James?
It's a very short week, too, a Thursday night game. And, we build off the momentum of the Saints game, feeling like it's Ohio State versus Akron when we go down to New Orleans, because we have that big victory down there. And we're going to take it to Pittsburgh at home. That's going to be probably the best game of the season for us up to that point, and we're going to need to show it based on what's coming down the schedule.
They're going to beat the brakes off the Steelers. Let me just say it. That game. They're going to beat the brakes off the Steelers because they owe it to me for me going out to Pittsburgh last year and watching the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. So right here, they bust that ass. Steelers still don't have a quarterback. Am I worried that Fields could turn into something for them? Absolutely, but I'm not. I feel like they're going to beat the Steelers. We know it's a Mike Tomlin coach team, so it's going to be close. He doesn't let them get whooped too badly. But Browns win that game. I would say game is over by early fourth quarter, and we're just kind of coasting on the way.
Clarence, I know you said they don't have a quarterback, but don't forget Duck freaking Hodges beat us. The guy's first name is Duck, and we got beat by him.
Why do you got to bring?
They have Russell Wilson, who beat us last year with what Joey said was basically a scrub Broncos team, and his ass still beat us. Then we had the Bears. We had the Bears in our stadium. Me and you, we're live with Brown and Orange Weekly, and we got our live reaction with Fields threw that ball in the end zone. We about shit ourselves because that guy almost caught the ball. So I feel good about getting that win on the short week, but yikes. Sometimes it don't matter with the damn Steelers who's at quarterback against us.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm going big win as well. That's all I'll say.
That's it? That's all you got for the Steelers? It's the Steelers.
They've got no quarterback. Wilson and Fields have looked terrible in training camp and preseason so far. And I'm like, I agree with Clarence. If one of those two can put it together, it's going to be Fields. And I was pissed off when they were the ones that acquired him because I still love Justin Fields, and I still think he can be a very good quarterback. So I'm just hoping it's not in Pittsburgh.
See, I feel we're generally sucking on purpose right now. And maybe Pittsburgh is naturally sucking right now. I hope that's the case. I hope it's not the other way around, where Pittsburgh's, playing like they're so bad, and then all of a sudden, week one, they start tearing it up. But nothing worse than losing to the Steelers. Let's just say that.
100%.
There's nothing worse than losing to Pittsburgh. Better goddamn beat them.
All right, week 13, they head out to Mile High to face the Denver Broncos.
It's Denver. It's the beginning of December. It's also the week between playing Pittsburgh again, because we play Pittsburgh the following week. So we go out to Denver. It's probably going to be snowing. We know we got to go to Pittsburgh the following week. Sean Payton's got Bo Nix playing pretty well. I know it's preseason, right? But, we lost that last year there. And there's potential for this team to be better. At least Sean Payton's going to believe that. So is this the Jerry Jeudy game where he goes back, scores 2 touchdowns, goes over 100 yards? I don't know. But they're definitely going to be targeting him. I think even just on the defensive side, they're going to try to shut him down. So I still think we lose a close one because it's, once again, at Denver.
I'll tell you what. I will be in attendance at this game. Tickets have been procured.
Ooh.
Flight is done. I will be in Denver for this game. So they're going to win because I ain't going halfway across the damn country to watch a loss. Nope.
And you can also smoke something there.
I mean, the Brown Stadium was no different last year, man. It was just a constant haze in Brown Stadium. I'm sure it's twice as bad in Denver. But, I will be there, and the Browns are going to win that game.
I agree. I'm taking the win. It's the Broncos. They're rebuilding. Browns all the way in that one.
They're going to be desperate, that's for sure.
Then week 14, we're in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. Twice in 3 weeks. How you feeling, James?
Not good. I think by that point, maybe Paul Skeens is out there playing quarterback for the Steelers. Since the Pirates, it's their off season because the guy's got a freaking rocket arm. It's in Pittsburgh. I'm not. My biggest concern is this is the death stretch right here. At Pittsburgh, home against Kansas City, at Cincinnati, home against the Dolphins, and at the Ravens. Buckle the hell up because that is just a gauntlet of a hell of a lot of bad, tough, ridiculous. We better have Deshaun playing good at that point. We better have Chubb back. With all that being said, we're at Pittsburgh. The defense scores 2 touchdowns, and we sneak it out with a Dustin Hopkins field goal for the win.
Pittsburgh wins. Let's keep going. Pittsburgh wins. Let's go.
I thought about doing that. I'm like, no.
Let's go. Pittsburgh wins. Let's go. Coach, next game.
Pittsburgh wins. Next game is a big showdown at home, week 15, against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Who we playing? Kansas City. They won the Super Bowl last year, right? And they've won a Super Bowl even before that, right? And they got Travis Kelce. And they got Patrick Mahomes. And we don't. I got the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm in agreement of giving the Browns their first home loss.
Yeah,
two in a row for me. Yeah.
There'll be more Taylor Swift shots in the box than there will be points scored by the Browns.
Yowza.
Week 16 at Cincinnati.
Joey B gets his revenge. And we take an L. Back to back. Actually, yeah, because I said we won in Pittsburgh, so back-to-back losses to the Chiefs and Bengals. Yep, sounds about right.
I said what I said. We own Joey B's ass. Browns wins.
I agree 100% right there with Clarence. Another win in Cincinnati. All right, week 17 at home against the Miami Dolphins.
We freeze the fish like a box of Vandy Camps. Being December 29th. Browns win at home. I don't know who the hell the quarterback is at that point, but I sure as hell hope it's Deshaun Watson.
Could be DTR at that point.
No. Oh, because we got him back in a trade or something? He may not even be on the team.
I agree. I like the Browns in this. It's too cold up here. They can't turn it into a track meet when they're going to be on ice and snow. So Browns win that game.
I'm taking the Browns as well. Weather will be a factor. And that takes us to the regular season finale at Baltimore.
At Baltimore. Where are we at in the standings, guys? Because really we want to talk about this year and whether or not we're going to break that streak of not winning the AFC North Division. And never have won the AFC North Division. The last time we won the AFC Central Division was 1989, which I just read and saw that the Houston Oilers actually won the division in the AFC Central after the Browns won it in 1989. And the Oilers haven't played a game since the early, what was it, like 96? Did you guys see that?
Old shit.
That's right.
That's enough of that.
It's reality. Well, we won't have to worry about that when we build a freaking dome in Brook Park. So we can just leave all the old shit next to the Lake Erie and have a brand new spanking dome stadium with hotels and restaurants. With that, all that being said, I think we take the L at Baltimore and let's go Cavs.
He's already mailing it in.
Right. Yeah. How many losses do I think I have them having at this point? 4. Steelers, Chiefs, 5.
You're at 11-5.
You know what? I think Baltimore gets this one. It's the toughest division of football, man. Like, you're not going to go out there and sweep the division as much as I would like it. Like, we're going to sweep Cincinnati. You can write that shit down. We're going to sweep Cincinnati. But the Steelers and the Ravens have been the pain in our asses. Ravens since their inception, and Steelers forever. So, I think the Browns lose that game. So, James, you can't watch the Cavs. You can't switch to the Cavs.
Yeah, my guy Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, your guy.
Yeah, he's a guy. This game's going to be my surprise win, signature road win to finish off the regular season with big momentum heading into the postseason. I'm going Browns.
So we win the division in Baltimore, the home of the former Baltimore Browns.
Oh, that would
we
be
finally break that streak.
All right, so that puts me at 12-5. Bit optimistic, but possible. Clarence at 11-6, and James at 9-8. Heads will roll if they're 9-8.
Well, I'll tell you what. After the Cardiac Kids season, the Browns went 5-11 the next season, and they didn't see it coming. And I honestly, guys, I'm just there. I think there's more questions than answers this year. I think the going to Greenbrier, for last year, the culture change that happened last year, the Stefanski winning Coach of the Year, Miles winning Defensive Player of the Year, all the wins at home, the defense playing well. There's got to be there's got to be some maturity on this team to play better on the road, because when you have out of your last 5 weeks 3 road games against your entire division, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Baltimore, and then you got the Chiefs and Dolphins at home mixed in between all that.
That's tough.
It's just going to be one hell of a finish. We're going to have to be playing, and that's what you want. You want to be playing your best ball at the end of the season. But damn, that's a tough stretch for anybody. Now, of course, we're looking through this schedule, and this is why I think this is ridiculous anyways, because of all the injuries that happen throughout the NFL season.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows, right? We're just pulling stuff out of our ass just like anybody else. Any of the professionals on the NFL Network, they can do all the research they want. None of us Browns fans saw last year's story coming whatsoever. Nobody would have thought Joe Flacco was ever going to be a Cleveland Brown. Nobody thought Joe Flacco was going to play as well as he did as a Cleveland Brown, even though he got into the turnover category quite a bit too, like many of our other quarterbacks.
Yep.
So to me, the keys on this season, guys, it's turnovers on offense that has still been a problem. Hopefully Nick Chubb comes back and can help support at least good Deshaun Watson. And then the defense has to show up on the road. We can't give up over 30 points a game average on the road. We just can't. We're not like at home. I don't see the Jets at home this year. I don't see the freaking Cardinals at home this year. We're talking maybe, and Kevin, hell, you picked the Saints. We're trying to find games at Washington and possibly at the Saints that look like, easy wins. But every Sunday, any given Sunday, what we're up against. Hell, last year, Houston, went worst to first. And I think that, I don't know how many years it's been in a row that there's been at least one team that's went worst to first to make the playoffs. So I don't know who it's going to be this year. I don't think it's going to be the Carolina Panthers. Cincinnati? Who was in the basement? Cincy? The Bengals were, right? And now they get Joe Burrow back. I mean, in our crazy ass tough division, who knows what's going to happen? But also having the quarterback healthy, Deshaun's got to play well. He's got to play well. He's got to be healthy. I can't remember what I heard. I don't know if you guys heard this. For the teams that, I think there was about 8 teams that actually had their quarterback play all the starts last year, and I think 7 of the 8 made the playoffs. So that right there tells you, and our concerns we talked about earlier with the offensive line, and Deshaun being mobile and trying to create plays outside the pocket, that's a chemistry for potential for disaster right there. So I don't know, man. I'm just trying to be realistic. I want to be optimistic. I really, really do. I want to end that streak and win the division and get a home playoff game in our damn stadium before our new one. But I'm just going to stop because I've been waiting to get a lot of this out because I've been feeling this way for a while, and I don't think it's anything that's really happened preseason or training camp that's really stirred it too much, or really, I've kind of had this feeling all along.
Clarence, your final thoughts?
I'm saying 11-6, but honestly, looking at that schedule, I'm fully between the schedule, us again not knowing what Watson is. We don't know where Chubb is at in his rehab. Our offensive line is shaky at best at the tackle positions. I'm fully prepared for the Browns to have a regression this year, like fully prepared. I'm hoping that it's more on my optimistic side, but I'm just going to be honest. Like, would I be shocked if these dudes lose 9 games? Nah, not really. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. Like, that's that's how many question marks there are around what's going on with the Browns right now. We don't know who our quarterback is. Our running back, our all-world running back is hurt. Line is hurt, and our schedule is just so much tougher. So, the Browns losing 8 games, 9 games, I would not be shocked. But that's why this is August. Talk to me mid-September, beginning of October, and then we'll see where I'm at.
Fair enough. Yeah,
I think my 9-8's being optimistic too.
Yeah,
it's gonna depend on Deshaun's health. Obviously, I don't think we need him to be Houston Texans Deshaun Watson. I think if we can get 75 to 80% of that, would be great. Obviously, Nick Chubb coming back. Don't think he's going to be what he was before, but still better than what we have on the roster. And the offensive line, Jed Wills, whenever he comes back, he's got to play better. Or Watson's not going to stay healthy. So yeah, like you said, there's a lot of factors. Defense playing better on the road this year, which I think they will. I think the defense is actually going to be pretty nasty this year. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing them maybe more than the offense at this point. But a lot of variables. I think can they get to 12 wins? Yes, it's going to take a lot, but I could also see them winning 9 games like James predicted. So we'll see.
And it could be less.
Be one season. Yeah, could be less. Yeah,
and don't forget, every team that struggles this year, and you're looking at a potential coaching change, Bill Belichick's sitting out there. And I know he didn't get a job last year, but Browns fans don't care. Shit, they would have, when Osama bin Laden was alive, hell, they would have had, if he could have threw a hell of a lot better than all the quarterbacks on our quarterback jersey. That's what this fan base is. They don't care. They just want wins.
You heard it here first. When we have a bad season this year, it's Bill Belichick and Tom Brady to the rescue.
and we're resurrecting Osama bin Laden as well. It looks like too. So
this we will put. I mean, hey, Jimmy Haslam's already telling you he's going to put whatever back there. So.